Looking for the coolest, freakiest props for your haunted house or photo shoot? Check this out. This is a two-headed baby skeleton that I got from an anatomical medical supplies store in China. It's a grand total of $42. You can get this online, and it comes with this really cool stand. But when I got it, I noticed that it was very modern looking. So here on the prop shop today, we're going to take this and we are going to age it 100 years. Okay, the first thing we're going to do today is we are going to cut a protective base. I'm using not one but 2 sheets of paper, and I'm going to cut all the way to the center of the paper and a little X there. The reason is that our paint is going to get all over the place. Now be very careful with your little mannequin here, your little skeleton. I'm going to tape that up really well so we don't destroy the base in any shape, form, or way. And today's magic color, Burnt Umber number 19 acrylic. Now if you watched my other tutorial videos on how to make skulls look older, this is the magic color. So today I'm going to be using my dish, my burnt umber. We're going to make a slurry today. Look, this is a brand new tube. Oh, what a lucky boy I am. I love Alpha brand acrylics. They're awesome. So that I'm going to have to open up with a pin like that. There you go. Got that out. And then I'm just going to put out a small amount. We're going to make a slurry today. I'm going to add some water to my bowl. Take a little drink myself. Okay, and let's start watering this down. Now this color is my favorite for aging. I've done so many props with burnt umber, and I didn't like it as a color, but being a aging color, you can do anything. So let's start working on the skeleton. Before we start the aging process, I wanted to just share with that all of this acrylic paint that is on here showing the joints and special areas were from the factory. So now with those in place, we're going to start using our slurry and we're going to start aging our babies here. This is a kind of a messy project. The last skull I had done too was a very messy project by just layering up our acrylic paint here, and don't be afraid to let it drip and get in the eye sockets and all the special areas. You can actually paint the eye sockets black after. We're going to be aging this quite nicely. You want to make sure you're going to get every area of the skeleton. Making skeletons look old usually use spray paint. They can usually like a brown that they spray on and then they wipe off. But in this case, if you made a mistake, the great part about acrylics is that all you need to do is soak it in water and it will come right off. Unless they're dry, that's the problem. Dried acrylics are a little bit tough to get off. But while it's still slightly wet, you can just shoot it with water. It'll happen. Okay. Don't be afraid to slather it on there, because you can always just add a water wash on top of it if you have too much on there, and it will just dilute off. Very important to get inside of the skulls. Darker regions where the shadows are going to be. Putting more generously on the legs. Doing the back of the legs. Yes, there are modern day hinges and screws in there, and you can actually fake those out, especially in a photo shoot. There's several ways you can do that, but if you put enough wash on there, or even a black wash over those screws, they'll age on here. Now this is going to dry a shade darker than what you see now, and the hard part is getting up inside of the rib cage. This is why I'm using the soft brush. Yeah, you could spray paint this, but it's not going to have that nice effect. Okay, the first layer is now completely on, and we're going to mist this with some water. So let's do a water mist. Getting some paper towels ready. I'm using my water misty bottle. What we want to do is we want to wash off some of the stain. Paper towel and clean up a bit. We are making a nice mess here today. Moms would approve. Now I'm just using a daub rag to daub out the excess from the skeleton, and we're going to hit this now with the hot air dryer. You can just see the excess dripping. Going right back into our burnt umber, number 19. Put on our second coat. Before we do the blow drying, we're going to mist it down one more time, getting off a little bit more excess, smoothing that out. Okay. Just taking that off, you can actually see how we've aged this so much. And we're going to add another sheet of paper on top of this, and we may do a third coat. But right now, after just a bit of consideration, a third coat would be nice. I want this to look very sideshow leftover feel. And we're going to do one more coat now, using our burnt umber, making a slurry. Pelvis bone is done. Right hands are all stand is nice and clean. Now, if you were like me, I'm a college professor, I would put a glass dome over this, and I would clearly put this on my office desk. Students come in and go, ugh! Is that real? Because we just turned plastic into reality. I hope you enjoyed this. The one extra thing that I would do to make this skeleton more better is I would pull the arms out slightly like this, and I would use a hot glue gun and I would hot glue. Now that the staining is dried, you can hot glue the arms out to the side, just to the ribs. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to plug in my hot glue gun and put 2 daubs, and let's make that look more impressive. Blow drying on it. There it is. It's exactly where I want that to be. I'm going to add just a bit more to secure that. And let's do the other hand. Slightly do the legs also, which is going to be a little bit more difficult. Let's try. Glue gun back home. There. Now that we've got that all in place, let's look at it.